Well, welcome to London Heathrow Terminal 5. We're off on another adventure, this time to Japan.
Yeah, we're very excited and we're flying BA in Club World to Tokyo.
This flight is going to be on a Boeing Dreamliner 7879. And yes, it still has the old yin-yang seats.
Yeah, the same ones they've been using for the last 20 years.
So, is this classic Club World product still worthy in 2025? Let's find out.
We'll see.
Hi fellow travelers, welcome back to the channel. We've just arrived at Heathrow Terminal 5 and first thing first, we're heading to drop off our bags. Normally, if you are flying Club World, you can use the dedicated business class check-in zone here, followed by the fast-track security. But since we both got BA Club Gold status, we'll be using the first wing to check in instead. Right, we are now inside the first class lounge. I've shown this space a few times before, but there are a few genuine improvements since our last visit that are worth mentioning. Let's start with the food. For quite a while, the food here could only be described politely as, well, uninspiring, heavy on carbs and light on protein. If you came in hoping for something meaty, you were usually out of luck. But recently, they've really stepped things up. There's piri-piri chicken and there's fish pasta fillets. They're both really good. The chicken was really flavorful and the fish is really soft and perfectly cooked. Out on the terrace, they've added a proper ice cream cart for the summer season. You can get scoops of ice cream and sorbet served to order. It's been really popular during this heat wave. They had this in the previous years, but they were ready-made tubs and of limited flavors. Well, look at that, that's definitely better than a ready-made tub. Right, looks like it's already boarding now. It's going to be gate A10. Oh god, it's the bus gate. Well, better get ready now to get to the gate and get ready to get on board. It's quite unusual for long-haul flights to be using a bus gate, but there you go. So A10 for the bus gate, which is really unexpected for a long-haul flight. While it's not the most glamorous start for a long-haul business class flight, the upside is that we'll get a really close look at our plane before boarding. We already knew this flight would have the old yin-yang seats, but most of my recent flights with these have been on the A380, so I'm curious to see how they compare on the Dreamliner. British Airways has been slowly rolling out the new club suites, and I believe the 7879s are next in line. I really can't wait for that. We'll be flying the same aircraft type on our trip to Sydney next year, so fingers crossed it gets upgraded in time. And before we know it, we've arrived at our aircraft, a Boeing 7879 Dreamliner, registration Golf Zulu Bravo Kilo Romeo. It's coming up to 10 years old now, having entered service back in November 2015. Right, boarding by steps. Morning.
Hello, welcome. 6 Alpha, right here.
Thank you. This is my seat, 6A. Hello. Champagne, please. Thank you. Here comes the welcome drink. I got a glass of champagne. Now, the Dreamliner does have some advantages. It's pressurized to an equivalent of 6,000 feet, compared to 8,000 feet on older aircraft. and even on the A380. That means there's more oxygen in the cabin air, which can help reduce jet lag and might even help us sleep better. The Club World cabin on the 7879 is arranged in a 232 configuration and is actually split into two sections. We are sitting in the mini cabin, rows 6 and 7, just behind the first class. It's just 2 rows, then a galley, and then the club kitchen, and followed by the main Club World cabin further back. I'm in seat 6A, which is a backward-facing window seat. It's very private once the divider is up, but I do have to step over the passenger in 7B if their footrest is down. But Steve is in 6B, which is forward-facing, and it has the advantage that nobody will be stepping over him. If you prefer a window seat, try to go for seat 7A, as it has direct aisle access. I have to say, I'm really liking this mini cabin. It feels more peaceful and it's almost like a private cabin. It reminds me of the upper deck on the BA's old 747. By the way, the windows on the Dreamliner are also bigger than on an older aircraft, and it has electronic dimming instead of traditional windows shades. Now the seat itself is the old classic 2010 Club World design. It's definitely a bit outdated, and sure, we would love to try the lie flat seat on JAL or ANA, but we'll take a lie flatbed over premium economy any day, even if the product is a bit outdated. Let's take a look at the amenity kit provided by BA. BA usually partners with a white company for these. It's a simple zip pouch. Inside, you will find socks, eye mask, some dental kit, and some skincare bits like moisturizers and lip balms. It's not extravagant, but it's pretty decent for a long-haul flight. So the screen is about 12 inches, which is definitely on the small side, especially compared to the 17-inch displays in the Club Suite. But to be fair, the screen is decently bright and responsive, and you can tilt it to different angles, which helps if you are just reclining or lounging around. I've actually already spotted a couple of films that I'm excited to watch, Wicked and Gladiator 2, which I've been meaning to see for ages. Soon, we left our gate and began taxiing to the runway. Today, we'll be taking off from Heathrow's northern runway, 27 right. Right, we have taken off, so it's time to check out the menu because they will be taking the order soon. At first glance, I was actually quite impressed. For starters, there's a poached prawn salad and a buffalo mozzarella, and honestly, both sound really good. For the main course, I would normally go for the grilled salmon, but the Japanese-style beef donburi really caught my eye. It sounds delicious, and it feels like the perfect way to kick off our Japan holiday, so I went with that instead. If you've been enjoying this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. There's loads more content coming. Flights, hotels, cruises, and all sorts of travel experiences. So make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Well, here are the headphones, kind of nondescript general headphones. They do cancel the noise, so they're okay. Now, as for the seat itself, look, I'm always grateful to be flying in business class with a lie flat bed. And I don't really mind the whole stepping over people situation as much as others do. But if there is one thing that really stands out these days, is how narrow the seat feels. Compared to the Cup Suite, you definitely feel the squeeze, especially around the shoulders and the... So, lunch is here. I got my prawn salad, looking quite good. Let's try this prawn. This is quite good, and they actually put 3 prawns here. Well, I really enjoy this starter. It's really good. I think BA food has always very often been criticized as mediocre, but today this starter is really outstanding. So the main course is here. This is beef donburi. This is really good. I've never seen food on BA like this. It's very tasty. It's slightly sweet, the sauce here. Okay, finally it's dessert time. I've chosen the warm chocolate cake. Some orange in it. It looks really good. Very good dessert. The whole meal has been really good. I think this is probably one of the best meals I've had on BA. After dinner, I carried on watching Wicked, and before I knew it, the sun was setting somewhere over the Caucasus. So it's time to turn the seat into a flat bed and get some rest. I'll catch up with you again in the morning for breakfast. Right, I've just woken up from my sleep and breakfast will be served very soon. So I want to talk about how good my sleep was. Well, to be honest, it wasn't great. I only managed 3 hours or so sleep. Partly it's jet lag, as basically I was trying to get asleep at 6, 7, 8 p.m. UK time. Also, gradually, I just felt warmer and warmer until I was just sweating profusely. Eventually, I had to go to the galley and ask one of the FAs to lower the cabin temperature. I feel like I actually experienced that a lot, that they like to turn up the heat when they think it's sleeping time. It's something I never understood because for me, I just sleep much better when it is cool. Have you had similar experience? Leave a comment below to let me know if it's just me or you also find the cabin temperature too warm when you are trying to sleep. One thing I do have to say is that because we're in this mini Club World cabin, it's been very quiet. So it's definitely not because of noise that I couldn't get to sleep. Now, the Dreamliner is also a very quiet aircraft, and with the lower cabin altitude and better humidity, I didn't feel as dry or groggy when I woke up. So that's definitely better. It's now 2 hours before landing, so it's time for breakfast. So first, we've got the fruits and yogurt, and after that, I will probably be getting full English breakfast. Well, I really enjoyed the fruit and yogurt. The yogurt was really very smooth, and the fruits are extremely juicy. So breakfast is off to a really good start. And now we have been served the main course, and I've opted for the full English breakfast. The full English breakfast was decent, not quite as impressive as dinner earlier in the flight. It could have been better, but I've had worse on BA. So we'll be descending into Tokyo Haneda in 15 minutes, so I thought it's time to give you an overall review. Was this old Club World product still worthy in 2025? Honestly, it depends. Let's talk about the seat aspect. If you are flying on Avios or using a companion voucher like we did, then yes, it's still a good value way to travel in comfort. A flat bed, lounge access, priority, everything. It's still a big upgrade from economy or even premium economy. But if you are paying cash or expecting a modern business class experience, then this layout just isn't competitive anymore. The seat is cramped and the layout is awkward. Why would you choose this over JAL or ANA or Qatar? That said, the crew was excellent, very attentive service, and drinks were topped up regularly, and then the catering was superb. That was easily the best meal I've had on BA. And the Dreamliner cabin also made for a comfortable journey overall. I feel overall, if they have retrofitted the club suite, then this would have been an excellent rather than just good flight. But overall today, it's been an enjoyable experience. Right, I better start packing my things up because it's time to land soon. Well, the captain alerted us to that earlier, that we'll be spotting Mount Fuji on the left, and there it is. I was so glad that we've chosen to sit on the port side, because I've got a perfect view. This was our first glimpse of Mount Fuji. Since we were visiting in summer, there's no snow cap this time. But it's still such an iconic sight. It really hits you that you are arriving in Japan.
Check out include take seats for landing.
Well, welcome to Tokyo Haneda Airport. It's always exciting to be back in Japan. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're curious to see what we're up to over the next couple of weeks as we travel around Japan, then make sure you subscribe so you can keep following along. And if you would like to see how different the seats and overall experience is when flying in the club suite, then watch this video next. See you over there. Ciao.